Well, here we are again, and we still are in a pandemic. I never thought one positive thing is I've learned what a pandemic means.
Yeah. What did you think it was before?
I thought it was like a cooking appliance. Like get your
Get
pandemic
the pandemic.
put some olive oil, get some onions, and you're fine. I go, no, look, people are still at home, and they're coping quite well. I think under the circumstances, people haven't gone crazy.
No,
not yet.
But they've been easing the restrictions. You can go to a restaurant now.
Well, like naughty children. So if you're good, you can
go to the restaurant.
Yeah, it's like an early mark or whatever. Come on, don't.
Speaking of early mark,
especially when they put it like that, it's so patronising.
Yeah.
You people have been so good.
But then
open gym.
But people were acting like children. Remember ages ago the bloody toilet paper.
No, that wasn't. Look, the media tries to make out like that was everybody. There was one woman with a mental illness.
I saw numerous people fighting on footage of them fighting.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of people in Australia.
There's a lot of mental illness.
There are a lot of people who weren't fighting.
Yeah.
So, now, Joel,
of course,
I wasn't on TV fighting. I was obeying the law. Why are you attacking me?
Oh no, I'm not attacking everyone. I'm just saying that there was a lot of childish behaviour that also.
Don't be sucked in by media bullshit. They just find one person. I wouldn't be surprised if it even started it.
But for me, when I drove past Bondi Beach when they had the big lockdown, there was thousands of people on there.
Yeah.
This is before I saw anything in the media.
Yeah.
My first thought, just looking at that with my own eyes, not TV, not in the Telegraph, thinking, that's questionable during this time.
Why?
Well, they were saying that this disease is spreading.
But you're outdoors.
This virus is spreading. Sorry, not disease. Virus is spreading. And there's all these people at the beach.
Bullshit.
And I'm thinking, well, what are they doing?
Bullshit. It's bullshit.
See, my thought.
Don't buy into it. Man,
I'm not buying into nothing. I'm buying into the fact that
the ocean is a great healer.
Okay. In Sydney, where were the biggest numbers?
Biggest numbers?
Bondi.
What? Yes. Of what?
Coronavirus.
Oh yeah, but
Bondi, and that's where I saw the thousands of people. This is before any thought of the media catching onto it. They did eventually the next day.
Yes.
Now, when you say that the ocean heals the virus, is that what you just said?
Yes, that's what I just said. Yes. It's on record. I'm on record saying the ocean will cure you of almost any disease. And trust me, because I am a doctor.
And where is this theory coming from? Well, why is that? Why?
I just thought of it just then.
You did?
Yeah, but I think there must be some truth to it. You know who told me that actually? Frank Khoury.
Frank Khoury.
Our friend, the conspiracy theorist.
And what was his reasoning for that?
Look, with Frank, I just stopped listening after the first few seconds. He's just taking little glimpses. But look, people are at home a lot, with a lot of time on their hands. And comedians are comfortable with that. Because, comedians have been doing it for 20 years like us or more. That's when we're not working, that's what we do. We stay home.
We hang out at home.
We hang out, watch YouTube, watch TV. And people are whinging, though. We live in an amazing place, with a lot of privileges, compared to the rest of the world. And they're going on about, I'm so bored.
Yeah, come on.
There's nothing on TV. Are you fucking kidding me? When I was young, man, we had like 3 channels in black and white. This is how old I am. I feel like an old man. Listen, in my day, you listen to me, son. And we had like the stations, and it would shut at midnight. It'd be nothing, and it'd be all like, and the ABC. That was it. And it was like shit shows.
Remember, was it SBS or the ABC? I remember as a kid going to the channel and just had that. And I had the coloured stripe of the circle with the colours in it.
That's only fun for a week or two, and then you just go, I've had enough of this.
So repetitive.
I know it's coming up next.
What was that? This is when they closed the TV station down.
Yeah, it's closing down.
I'm that old that I remember that when I was a kid.
We're old people, man. And now the kids are whinging. They got 2 billion channels. You've got a channel for every person on the planet.
If there ever was going to be a time to be in lockdown in this current age, if it was in the 80s and we were in lockdown, we'd probably read a lot of books instead.
Game Boy play,
Yeah.
Read,
the Commodore 64, Winter Olympics. Atari. What are we going to watch on? We'd have to wait.
Pac-Man? Pac-Man?
Yeah, Pac-Man.
Pac-Man on the TV.
It would be Monkey Magic.
Monkey Magic,
4:30 every afternoon.
Bewitched.
Bewitched.
Oh, Bewitched, you know.
And then we'd hang out to watch
I Dream of Jeannie.
I Dream of Jeannie.
Da, 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 da. Man, I had so many.
Did you dream a lot about Jeannie?
I did dream about wet dreams about dream.
I went dream about Jeannie. That's Akmal's
you
version.
beat me to it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. But she was hot, man, and it was just at the time when I was, you know,
discovering things,
and things were growing in places that weren't growing before, and then Barbara Eden came on TV, and she can do magic too, and. Yeah, so there was, you know, so people should just accept what's going on, I guess, or fight it.
Did you used to watch like a lot of TV when you were young? So let me guess, you would have been Bewitched, Mr. Ed.
No, I'd come home.
Yeah.
After school, it was the Flintstones. Flintstones, followed by Bewitched.
Yeah.
And followed, and then the news. And
what about Monkey Magic?
Happy Days.
Oh, Happy Days. Yeah.
Monkey Magic was daytime.
Yeah, afternoon, after school. No, 4:30 afternoon.
No, when I was young, it was before you went to school.
Oh, really? Monkey Magic. So it's more like like when the cartoons are.
Yeah, it was at that time, and I'm always rushing because I'm always waking up late. So I had to rush. So I never got to watch. And Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds, yeah, I remember Thunderbirds. That
was in the morning.
I'm never a big fan of Thunderbirds, to be honest.
I can see the fucking strings. Bullshit. It's not a real person.
Yeah, and their eyebrows would just go up, and it was like,
and now you look at Donald Trump, and you think, fuck,
he's a Thunderbird.
So much similarities with the hair and the eyebrows and the strings.
Yeah.
Who's pulling the strings?
Exactly.
Rupert Murdoch. Silly prick. Anyway.
And then what about at night?
Well, at night would be like Fred Flintstone, Bewitched.
No, Flintstone wouldn't be night. That would be morning.
No.
It was morning
different
for me.
Generation.
Okay,
different generation.
Okay.
I Dream of Jeannie was great, as I said, and man, that was when she wore that, you could see her belly button, and and then Larry Hagman would come in and we'd get a soft on. Hey, Jeannie.
What about Columbo?
Yeah, Columbo. I wasn't a huge fan of Columbo.
No. Murder, She Wrote?
No, I never got into the murder things.
What about Magnum P.I.?
No, I never got into the
Miami Vice?
Never got into the murder.
The A-Team?
Never. Oh, the A-Team I watched because of Mr. T.
Yeah. He was charismatic.
Mr. T. Yeah. And the first time I saw stand-up was Eddie Murphy talking about Mr. T.
Yes.
And I laughed so hard because Mr. T was, was really cool. He was at the height of his power.
Yeah.
And
it was delirious, I think.
Yeah. Hey, boy, look mighty cute named Gene. Now get on over here and fuck him up the ass. And he got fucked up the ass. Like he wasn't even doing the fucking. He's like, I'm gonna bend over now. Hey, slow down. You're gonna come too fast. Make me
squeeze my butt cheeks.
I clench up my butt cheeks and rip your cock off. And I was in tears. I go, who does that? It's amazing. I want to be that foul. I want to be that disgusting. I want to be that offensive one day. But that was great.
And there was all the TV commercials in between too. El Caballo Blanco, remember that?
You watched a lot of TV.
El Caballo Blanco.
The horses.
Yeah, the Spanish dancing horses.
Yeah. That guy went out of business. He got trampled by one of his horses.
Did he?
On TV.
Really?
Yeah. No, I made that up.
I was going to say.
It would be a great story, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Irony.
It would have been. Irony. It would have been. And there were so many good, I don't think they were good commercials.
There were some sexy ads. I mean, it's funny that because when I started watching, I was like turning 13, 14, so I was starting to get, it was like, Razzmatazz.
I remember Razzmatazz.
Razzmatazz.
Yes.
This girl with a...
And one of them, she's like, gets the line up the side of the leg with the torn stockings.
When you're 13, that's like heaven. That's stairway to heaven.
Yeah.
And you go, oh my God, she ripped her stockings.
I've just had an image of you looking through like a Best and Less lingerie catalogue.
Oh, man.
Did you used to do that?
No, I didn't. But I once were in the tip. We used to live right behind the punch bowl tip.
Oh yeah.
When we were growing up, me and my brother, and every school holiday, because we never went on holidays, but
you'd go to the tip.
We'd go to the tip and hang out. And
but I hear the tip was great.
The best. We found some cool shit. Like once I was just overcome with joy. I found this box of ball bearings. Oh my God, ball bearings. Right, I hope no one can see me. Someone's going to take them away. I couldn't believe I was going to take them home. I got them home and my mum chucked them out.
Oh.
Straight away. Didn't even like it. But
you can really, she would have known though, you can only really get up to trouble with a box of ball bearings. Like,
well, I didn't get a chance.
You can either put them in a slingshot, or you can yell out at some kids, and they run after you, and you throw down on the pavement, and they're trying to run. You know,
there's thoughts that never really occurred to me.
But I'm thinking that's what your mum would have thought is the reason behind throwing it. She thought Akmal and a box of ball bearings equals trouble.
Then a week later, I caught her with a slingshot and ball bearings. Throwing it at my auntie Faiza. The back of her head. No, that didn't happen.
Yeah, but the tip, I remember the tip. I remember initially as a kid when you'd get to the tip, the stench was just so overpowering.
Our house was worse.
Right.
And my grandma lived with us, so that was worse.
But then afterwards, you would get over that, and you would find so many great things in the tip.
It was
I remember
the best.
with my
like
brother going through the tip. Yeah, it was like a treasure hunt.
Yeah.
But you would always find something, but there was always another thing missing. Like you'd find a
that's
bike.
What's in the tip.
You'd find a bike, and you go, who would throw out a bike like this? And then you'd start wheeling it away, and you'd realize,
and you'd hurt yourself.
Yeah.
You go, oh, that's why. And you remember very quickly.
Yeah.
The reason I bring up the tip was that the first time I saw porn in a magazine, this is well before the internet, of course, and we were deprived 13, 14-year-olds, and I stumbled on the mother load. I couldn't believe it. Forget the ball bearings.
A stash?
Yeah, it was a box full of hardcore pornography, my friend.
Wow.
And I thought...
Had you ever seen anything like this
before?
Wow.
No. I went to an all-boys school. The first time I actually saw porn was this guy tried to pick me up. Did I do that? Did I tell you that story where I was collecting for the disabled and keeping 30%?
Yeah.
I told you about that.
When you lost your virginity.
Lost my virginity.
Yeah, we all know about that.
Before that, I was walking around one of the areas. India used to have like a lot of porn houses in George Street in the city and all that. And this guy followed me, and then he said, "Can I take you to this film? You want to see this sex film?"
How old were you?
I was about 14. I was in year 8. I remember that. And I said, "Oh no, thanks, no." I went to church with Coptic Orthodox.
Yeah.
Which is probably worse than porn. But at the time I really believed in it and thought, that's terrible. I said, "Oh no, thanks." And then I went around the block and he saw me again. He must have followed me. And he said, "Come on, I'll pay for you." I said, "Okay." So we went in, and there's a tiny little theatre.
This is just off George Street?
Yeah.
In the city, right.
In the city,
Okay.
They were showing porn like non-stop. And there's a few
it's like in a cinema? Or
very small cinema, like 30 seats at tops.
All right.
And all these seats were there, loose, and the guy was showing these full-on porn. And I've never seen a naked woman at that stage. I was an altar boy.
Yeah.
So, a lot of naked priests, but not... No, that didn't happen. Or did it? I don't know. I had some weird shit happen to me but that wasn't one of them. But, so I get in with this guy, and not knowing anything. I was just so innocent and stupid. And he paid for me. I remember $5 in 79.
Yeah.
Was a lot of money.
Yeah.
And we're sitting...
Did the ticket person not question why an underage kid is being brought into the cinema?
No. Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
Just I gives $5. $5 was a lot, man.
Yeah. Okay.
It's equivalent to probably 30 today.
Yeah.
And then I'm watching this. I was mesmerized. It was a German film.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I remember that. And it was like full on. And then within 10 minutes, or even less, maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He reached out and just put his hand on my knee.
Oh no!
And he kept like coming really close and whispering in my ear. He goes,
Yeah.
"Jeez, he's got a big cock, hasn't he?
Oh God!
Oh, he's coming a lot." And I didn't even know what that meant. Like I had not even experienced anything. I was so naive. And then I kept just pushing his hand away.
Yeah.
And then he kept...
But did you not want to get out and just get out of there, or you were just so focused and interested?
I want to see how it ends.
And you figured he's paid $5. I don't want to be rude.
You want to see the ending.
Yeah.
I'm going to see where's this going to go.
Yeah.
You don't know. It could go anywhere. and so finally, I just thought, this is weird. And the guy might get aggressive, whatever.
Yeah.
I just said, I have to go. And I walked out, and he followed me. And I started walking really fast, and he walked fast, and he grabs my shoulder and says, "Oh man, look, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you."
Doesn't mean to scare you.
Yeah. I said, "That's all right." I said, "Yeah." He goes, Just wanted to have some fun. I said, oh, no, I better go. 'Cause I live, my mum's waiting for me.
Yeah. God,
I've had a lot of experiences like that.
Yeah.
But after that, soon after that, we were in the tip, and I go,
That's where you found it.
yeah, he was in the magazine. He was no, he
That's him
wasn't.
again.
Oh, you again? Oh God, got a staple through your scalp. Yeah, no, it's very strange times.
My brother used to have them, collect them when I was a kid.
What, perverts?
No, pornographic magazines.
Yeah, magazines.
And he had them, underneath the house, and he started up a club, and it was called the Playboy Club.
Oh yeah.
And he'd have
go and have a
a
look.
little bit different to the Playboy Club. I'm sure that you have had. This one had kind of a dirt and musty smell, dirt floor underneath the house.
Similar. I'm sure there'll be a musty smell at the.
And his prerequisite,
musty.
his prerequisite was you had to have a pipe to get in.
Really?
Yeah. So
I'd imagine it is.
Yeah, so you had to get in. So in order to get in, you had to, and there had to be a special knock on the door.
Like the Playboy bunny guy.
Yeah,
like,
with the
like
pipe.
Hugh
Yeah,
Hefner.
and I went down there.
Except were there any girls?
No, it's just horny kids, horny boys. And I would hear them through the floorboards. So I went down there, knocked on, and I had a Popeye pipe that blew bubbles.
Oh, yeah.
And
You're kidding me.
Yeah, and I was like, thought I'd get in with that, but no.
No. Did you know what was going on? Or?
No, I had an inkling, but I wasn't quite sure. I knew that they were up to no good.
Yeah. You started to worry when your mum and dad were there as well, smoking a pipe. You go, ooh, look
Sorry,
at
Joel,
that.
not allowed.
No, it's a weird thing, man.
And then he had then a mum found out about it and chucked them all out, got rid of them.
Yeah.
And then Ben went and sourced them out again. I think he got them out of the bin. And then he started up the club down in the park, in the bushes, like by this
entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
Did he charge money?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm sure he probably did, or got, some kind of repayment. But
And now he's working as a full-time pimp.
Yeah.
He's doing quite well.
But he and he still had the pipe rule.
Yeah.
And then one day I hear the fire engines going by. And I raced down. The park was on fire where they do the thing. One of them with the pipes dropped it, went on fire. And all the pornos got burnt.
Oh, that's a tragedy.
And they all scattered. They all got away.
Oh yeah, they all got away. None of them
but
burned
I
to death.
knew it was that they were behind it.
You sure it was the pipe? Because fires could start by a lot of rubbing,
a lot of friction.
Yeah, it could happen.
Rubbing wood together, right?
Rubbing wood. Man, I had when I was young, I used to have very weird experiences because I was very lonely and didn't know any girls at all, like none. I went to an all boys school, it was a boarding school. It was very strict. It was very Christian and very separate. There's no way I wouldn't even have any female teachers.
Yeah,
like seriously, there was one female teacher in the entire school. Miss Jones, and everyone was in love with her and would buy her gifts and stuff. And she didn't look nothing. It was nothing special.
She's just female.
She was just a woman, which was kind of a step up above everyone else that was there. But what was I talking about?
Pornographic.
Yeah.
Magazines.
So I was like, I just left school, I think, and I was just this is how different I am. Like an 18-year-old today would know so much shit,
Yeah.
Now
an 8-year-old today.
Yeah.
God, with access to the internet, it's like
you tell bullshit to a 10-year-old, you got to Google. Fucking liar, Dad.
Yeah.
Why are you lying? Get out of the house. Give me $20. I don't have kids, but that's
how they would treat you.
Exactly.
Right, okay.
So I'm very grateful that I don't have those things. But so there was this thing that said, sexual experience. Call up now $10. And I'm going $10 because enjoy it, like it's lustful or whatever. I can't remember the wording of the ad exactly. And so I rang this guy and I said, $10, is that all it is? He goes, yeah. I said, I've got $10. And he said, well, you come over. And I said, so what happens? He says, well, guys just sit around at TV and watch porn and masturbate.
That's a sexual experience. And you got to pay for that?
$10.
To sit around with a bunch of guys and jack off?
Wanking, yeah. And I said, but wait on, so are there any girls? He goes, nah, just guys. And I go, but I could do that at home for free. And the guy goes, well, fucking why don't you? And he hangs up on me. He goes, why don't you? And he hangs up. And I thought, well, that was a scam.
Yeah.
I've been scammed,
You have been scammed a lot over the years.
And that world has always intrigued me. The world of...
the seedy underworld?
Yeah.
Well, of dirty guys that jack off in groups?
Well, not specifically that, but yeah, no, not that. God, the way you put it, jeez, you took the romance right out of that.
Well, you just gave an example of guys.
No. I'm intrigued by that that seedy underbelly of a city, like the dark, the red light districts, the criminals,
Dark alleys, what goes on behind there,
drug dealers, and,
brothels.
Brothels. I don't look. I have too much guilt for me to. Now that I'm married, but even before I was married, I would just feel enormous guilt doing that.
Yeah, sure.
For some, but I'm intrigued by the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a few friends, very close, good platonic friends that were
workers,
working girls,
okay.
who were lovely people, like really. And you go, man, the stereotype is not right.
Well, Mary Magdalene, she was a working girl.
Well, apparently she wasn't. No.
She wasn't?
No.
Oh.
No. That's just that's Catholic Church wishing. So it detracts from the fact that they touch kids.
Is it? But in the Bible though, she's no, she's not.
No,
well, why am I thinking that? Where did that come from?
She was. There's a theory that she was Jesus's wife.
Well, yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah.
But wasn't she depicted that way in the Bible? Why am I thinking that though? Why am I under that impression?
That's a stereotype. That's the thing that was.
But people do think that.
Yeah, people.
Okay, so I'm not just making that up myself.
Incorrectly,
okay.
Yeah, it's not in the Bible. She was one of his disciples, actually.
That's in the Bible?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, definitely. Check it out.
Okay.
Page 70.
So where am I getting that from then? Why am I thinking that Mary Magdalene?
Bullshit Weekly?
Yeah.
Bullshit Monthly.
But I always grew up thinking that in the Bible. Like I remember at school
No, she wasn't. It's just sexist people go, he said, look, I'll get back. Well, next week you go check it out.
But I remember when I was a kid though, my mum going, Mary Magdalene, she was cool. But I don't think my mum ever said that she was a prostitute. But I remember my mum
if she
saying
said that would be a problem. She was cool. She was a prostitute. you could do that, Joel, when you're older. No. Look, so I've always been fascinated by. Even when I was young, I used to walk through the cross. You're really young. You probably wouldn't do that now if you're 14. But back then,
when I was 12, I walked through the cross.
Yeah. But it was much more overt, wasn't it? Like this dodginess, or girls out in the front.
Oh, yeah,
but
totally.
That doesn't happen anymore.
No.
Kids won't believe that.
It's been gentrified now.
That's right, it has.
But yeah, it was, and you always had the big buff guy outside standing just over to the side from the girl, and it was always it did have that seedy underbelly to it.
But when I a few years ago, as you know, I have a terrible addiction to marijuana. No, it's not a serious addiction, but it's just.
But it's a terrible addiction,
it's a mild addiction, yes.
But you have given up at times.
Yeah. Usually during the day, I've given up, and then by night I need to sleep. I find it hard to go to sleep, especially when we were working.
After a gig, we go back. You have that.
I can't sleep. Sometimes, without it, I'd stay up till 4 or 5 a.m. just lying there looking at the ceiling, counting the tiles.
Now, when you gave it up for a while, though, were you able to get back to a normal sleeping pattern?
Not really.
No?
Very hard, because I only gave up for like a few hours. That'll do.
No, you gave up for a little while.
A little while.
But you didn't? Or you told me you did. And you... No?
Look, this is... I've given up like 7, 8 times. I give up every day. About 10 o'clock at night, I give up, and then I take it up again at 11:30.
Now, you came to Sydney once.
That's right. So this is what happened. I came to Sydney, and we were living in the Northern Rivers at the time, and I had a gig in Sydney.
Right.
And I thought, oh God, I'm not going to sleep tonight. I didn't have any pot because I didn't bring any with me. Stupid. I thought I did, but I didn't.
And where were you staying?
I was staying in a hotel in Sydney. I don't remember exactly the hotel.
In the city? Or?
Well, see, the stuff affects your memory. So, what are we doing here? What is this? Who are you? What's going on? People talking about me? I don't know. It was in the city, yeah. And I thought, what am I going to do? I'm not going to stay up till 5 a.m. I had to get up early that morning to catch a flight somewhere else. I thought, it's so depressing. I'm gonna find some. I'm in Sydney, man. It's got to be somewhere. The cross. That's where it's all at. Right? If you want fish, you go to the fish market. You want pot?
Yeah, you want a list of drugs?
Yeah. You got to, so I got in, and this is the weird thing. All weird things always happen to me, and I know people say that, but you know me well.
I know that for a fact.
You know that for a fact, right?
If weird things didn't happen to you, that would be weird.
That would be strange, right? The most bizarre coincidences and things like that. But I get down, I get a taxi. It was a Saturday night, and it was late, about midnight. and it's very hard to get a taxi in Sydney on Saturday night. And I get a cab, and this woman, and I hear this voice. I'm going,
What, in the taxi?
No, in the street.
Oh.
She says, "Do you mind if we share the cab?" She had this she had a very weird voice.
Right.
And like, you know, if you see Poltergeist,
Yeah.
remember the old woman that came to clear that?
That film freaked me out when I was a kid.
Yes,
Yeah.
freaked me out. But that woman had a voice, and she sounded like that.
Right.
But she was a young midget. I looked
Right.
down, and there's a woman just there. And
Or small. Can we say midget now? I think there's
I don't know,
a small person.
dwarf, midget.
Dwarf. I don't know what the rules are, but I don't know if
Dwidget.
because I once said that I said midget, and then someone said you can't say that anymore,
man, you can't
and I
say
said, well,
anything
what do I say? And they said,
Small person.
no, it's
I'm
not
a small person.
like a laterally inverted, disability.
Say, what
Oh, you
about
can't-
what about fuck off? Do you know that word? That's 2 words. You should do that. Fuck off. Is that acceptable?
Yeah.
I mean, really, I'm really over that bullshit. You know?
Yeah.
But anyway, she was very small. She came
Yeah.
up to my knee,
All right.
and I'm not a big person.
Right.
Like,
and was she proportioned?
She was proportioned,
Okay.
and she was dressed.
So
very,
that's not dwarf. That's Anyway.
It's not a biology lesson.
Yes. All
Let's
right.
just move on. But she was dressed very provocatively, in a miniskirt. And miniskirt on a small statured person like that looks like a belt. Like she's wearing a hat or a belt. I don't know. It's just like really, and her boobs were hanging out and really made up, like overly made up.
Did she have like attitude, like a sass attitude?
Yeah.
Like-
She was like,
Yeah.
she goes, "Hey, do you mind if we share the cab? Where you going?" I said, "I'm going to the cross." She goes, "I'm going there too." I said, "Okay, let's get in." And so I had to like help her up. She's a little person, just a little bit higher than the tire.
Yeah.
That's how small she was. Okay, this is so surreal. And I'm sitting there with a midget working girl.
Yeah.
Made
So
up.
she was a prostitute. Like
She was well. I didn't know that at the time, but I
Right.
kind of. She was dressed really
in a.
Yeah. And as the ride went on, we went from like Elizabeth Street to the cross. About 10 minutes, and I'm saying, "Oh, so
So you went up William Street.
yeah."
Yeah.
So we're having a chat. She's a little person sitting next to me. I look like a giant.
Yeah,
I've never had that feeling.
There
in
you
my
go.
life.
For once, Saleh.
For once,
is the tallest in the room.
And I'm talking to her, and I said, "I'm going to the cross. I'm going to maybe have a drink or something." What are you doing? She said, "Well, I'm going to work." I'm going, "Oh, I'm an idiot." And I said, "So what do you do?" Fucking idiot. What? How obvious? She's, "I'm a working girl, and and I said, "Really?" And she goes, "Yeah, a lot of guys like little girls, that doesn't sound right. I know." She goes, like small girls.
Yeah.
It's like a kink for some guys.
Yeah,
I do
right.
quite well. I'm going, okay, that's interesting. And so I thought, well, she might know, instead of, this is a gift from God.
Yeah.
Turned out to be a gift from Satan. Wasn't a gift from God at all. I said, "Sorry, do you know where I can get some pot? Just some weed, because it helps me sleep. I don't want much, just like $30 worth something." She goes, "Oh yeah, I do. How much do you want?" I said, she goes, 50 is the minimum. I can get you a 50. I said, "Great, wow, this has worked out so well." Fucking idiot. So I give her the money. Anyway, we get out. She goes, "As long as you pay for the cab as well." So, "Yeah, sure, of course." I paid for the cab. Get out. She goes, "Now just meet me here in 10 minutes.
And where was this exactly? I'm trying to picture where in the
It was
cross.
off William Street, like at the top of William Street.
Okay, so before the Coca-Cola sign.
Well before the Coca-Cola sign, yeah.
Oh, that strip where there are a lot of working girls late at night. Okay,
Somewhere there.
yeah.
It was an alley. It was an
Yeah,
alley. She
yeah.
goes, "Now you meet me here, 10 minutes, and I'll give me the money." And she took, I don't remember if it was 50 or 100. I remember it was like, I thought, "Oh, well, I've scored big here. This is great, awesome. It was worth it." What are the chances of me getting a cab with a midget prostitute who knows where to get pot? God must really love me. And I go across the road, have a drink in the bar. Cross the road, she's not there. Half an hour goes by, she's still not there. Oh, fuck, she's taking a while. An hour goes by, she's not there. Thought, oh,
Were you
no.
surprised?
Yes, surprisingly, I was. I really believe in humanity.
Yeah.
I like to believe that people are good. But she wasn't. And I get like an hour and a half goes by, she's not there. I'm frustrated. I don't have the pot. I lost 50 or $100. I can't remember. Anyway, I thought, just calm down. Just go go up the top, have a walk, and
Yeah.
come back to the hotel and try and sleep. I went up to the hotel, come back, and it's like 2 or 3 hours later, and she's there. She's there. I was like, up to her and said, "Oh, hi, how you going?"
Wow.
She said, "Do I know you?" I said, "Yeah, we caught the cab together. I gave you the money." She goes, "Oh, yeah. And I go, did you get it?" She goes, "No, he doesn't have any weed, but he's got heroin." I said, "Oh, no, I don't want to go to sleep that long." No, thanks. I said, "Oh, that's okay." And then I said, "Well, can I have my money back then?"
Yeah.
She goes, "Nah." I said, "What do you mean? You didn't get the pot?" He goes, "Nah, I'm not giving. No, he's taking it." Do you want heroin? I said, "No, I don't need any heroin. I don't want heroin. I want my money back." She goes, "Nah, he's got it now. That's it." I said, "Well, who's got it?" He goes, Mick, something, someone.
Yeah.
She mentions the name. He said, "Over there." There's a look up and there's a big fucking Maori, big guy, tats on his neck. I'm not going to get my money.
So
I'm not even going to ask him.
So what happened?
I went home. I went home and tried to sleep. Yes. And
Wow. So, yeah. Well,
it's a strange story. I know.
We just added to the list. But see, you're very trusting of people,
But,
Saleh.
I don't want to judge. Just because she's a hooker and she's a small person, I didn't want to be prejudiced.
No.
But, next time, don't trust midget prostitutes because they're going to rip you off. I don't want to generalize, but some midget prostitutes may be very law-abiding and honest.
But
upfront.
but like I said, you are very trusting. That's which is a good quality. But you just when you told me that, it reminded me once when you told me when you were a cab driver.
Oh, you've got an amazing memory, man.
You were a cab driver.
Welcome to Akmal is a fuckwit part 2. Yes, where we discuss fuckwit things.
And there was a lady at Central Station hailing you down, and you got in. The dogs, they ripped me off.
This is one of these coincidences that people have trouble believing because it's such an amazing coincidence. When I left school, I drove cabs.
I should have asked you this on the other podcast where we did true or false. This is like a true or false scenario.
Look, I'm not clever enough to make shit up. If I do, you'll know straight away. I'm not a good liar. Just ask my wife.
Yeah.
And she's right on to me. She goes, "No."
Speaking of that, didn't you once have she found porn on your computer? On the computer, your wife? And you lied? Refresh my memory. What happened there?
We just got married and I forgot, because when you look, I didn't, delete the history.
History, right.
And it's a giveaway. If you go to someone's computer and they've just deleted the history, there's no history, they've been up to no good. And I'd forgotten, and I got some very embarrassing titles, She goes, and she's a really nice person, and she thought I was a decent human being. She learned very quickly. And she's looking at my computer, and she goes, "What's these big-breasted nymphos?" And I said, "What?" I just played dumb straight away. She goes, "Someone looked up big-breasted nymphos. It's kind of a porn site." So that's disgusting. Who did that? And she goes, "Well, I didn't, and it's only the two of us." I said, "Well, I didn't." And when you start to get angry, because you're wrong, but
how could you? But you double down.
Man, I can't believe you would accuse me of that. And she goes, "Well, who else would have looked at it? We're the only two people that live here." And I actually said, in desperation, I said, "Maybe someone broke in." That's right. I was getting her to try and believe that someone came in, an intruder, broke into her house, looked at porn, didn't steal a thing, and then left. The porn bandit is back. He just breaks into people's homes and looks at porn.
Downloads porn.
It's embarrassing, yeah. But
sorry, I cut you off then. You were telling us about the taxi.
Yeah, so it was one of those amazing coincidences that you think one in a million, literally, literally, because Sydney's a big place. And I never used to take radio jobs either. So with that way, you get similar customers, you get same people, whatever. I never used to be able to follow the map or whatever.
To pick them up. That's when they had the CB thing back in the day. And they'd go, you got to pick up in Surrey Hills or you got to pick up in Petersham.
That's right. That's how old I am.
That's right.
And you used to have to pedal with your legs like the Flintstones.
Can you answer this? There was always a distinct smell when I was a kid and I'd get into a taxi and it had the leather, the cover, there was like vinyl seats but covered in plastic. And there was always a distinct smell. What was that smell?
That was the driver.
Oh.
That was Rajiv.
No, but I think
Akmal.
the taxi seemed to have this kind of smell. It was like the actual vehicle had a smell, a distinct smell. But they don't smell like that anymore. But they did when I was a kid.
Oh, they did when you were a kid.
What do you have any idea what that was?
The smell of confusion. No, okay. I don't know what
right,
the smell
okay.
was. But probably the smelly drivers.
Okay.
They used to be smelly. You sit there all day. I don't have BO.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
No. It's weird. You don't sweat. You don't need deodorant.
I don't think I'm from this world.
Yeah.
I've never used deodorant in my life.
I know.
When I sweat.
But you don't stink.
I don't have a smell. I don't have a man smell. Remember that girlfriend I said that she always wished that I was taller?
Yeah.
She'd go, oh, I wish you were tall like me, because she was like 5'10", I'm 5'5", so 5 inches taller, shorter than her. And every day she'd say to me, I wish you were taller, then we can look like a normal couple. She really loved me.
Yeah.
But so I'm driving the cab.
Yeah.
And there's Eddy Avenue where Central Station is. And there used to be out front there was the cab rank. And I pull up and there's people waiting. This woman gets in the back. Big set woman. She's crying. She's crying. And I'm going, what's wrong? What happened? She goes, these dogs, they robbed me. These fucking dogs. And I said, what happened? You got robbed? He goes, yeah, they mugged me. They took my money. I got no money now. And I said, okay, well, that's okay. I'm so sorry to hear that. Where do you live? She said, Bankstown. And I said, okay, I'll take you there for free.
That's a long fare too.
Yeah, that's a big fare. From the city to Bankstown. And I took her there.
Yeah.
Just thanks, it's all right. I said, it's terrible.
You just fell for her in need.
It's a terrible thing to happen to a woman, to anybody, to be robbed like that. And the next night, by the most amazing coincidence, I mean, there's 4 million people in Sydney back then. There's probably more now, but probably definitely more now.
Yeah.
But with all the people in Sydney, all the places I could have gone, around the same time, I go to Eddy Avenue.
Same. So
and I'm sitting there.
But you knew that area, so you're like creature.
Well, it's an area where you could get a lot of business without having to deal with the radio or go to addresses of people's homes. So I get there, I stop at the rank, and I hear the door open. Sometimes you don't see it, you just hear the door open.
Yeah.
And I hear, oh, these dogs, they robbed me. And I'm going, I can't believe this. This is the second night. I mean, it wasn't even
she's been robbed 2 nights in a row.
No, but I'm not that much of a fuckwit, right? And she's going, oh, these dogs, they came on, they took my bag and they robbed me. And I said, but excuse me, you were here last night and you told me the exact same story. And I swear she went, yeah, she was crying. She just abruptly said, yeah. She went, beg your fucking pardon. I said, you were here, you told me you got robbed. That's fucking bullshit. I said, well, don't get aggressive. I'm just saying that I'm sure that was you and you told me the exact same story. If you've been robbed, I should take you to the police station. He said, all right, take us to the police station then. So, all right, which one? And she goes, fucking Newtown. Take us to Newtown. Right, she's got a selection to choose from.
But just around the corner was the cop shop that's not far from there near Central Station.
I don't know why we went to Newtown and
she clearly wanted to go to...
so she got a free...
Bankstown Police Station.
Yeah, what about Bankstown Police Station via Greenacre?
So you took her to the police station?
Yeah, the police came out and they... I think they knew her.
Right.
I can't remember, but they said, oh yeah, we'll leave it with us. She said that she got robbed 2 nights in a row by dogs or people, and she refers to as dogs. And she was crying, but when there were tears coming out, and when I said this to her, she stopped crying immediately. And she said, beg your fucking pardon. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. Yeah. What are the odds? Oh man.
But you also gave lifts, I remember you telling me, to people when you weren't a cab driver. There was some person carrying a TV and you felt sorry for... No,
I was a cab driver then.
Oh, so you were as well?
Yeah. No, I was driving and this woman, different woman, not the same woman, she had this... Look, I hate to kind of make judgments here, but I'm 100% sure it was stolen.
Right.
It was in a box.
Right, and she's walking down the street with it.
Yeah, walking down the street, looking around. She hails me.
Yeah.
I get in, and she goes, darling, I just want to get to Redfern. That's where I live, the apartment blocks there. It was one of the first sort of.
The Housing Commission buildings.
No housing commission, but the TV was when they first had the plasma TVs.
Yeah.
The big plasmas.
Oh, yeah,
She had
yeah,
a plasma, and they were heavy, man. They were heavy. It's not like now. They're light. The plasma TVs. Fuck, man. It's like, I don't know what kind of plasma.
Well, one of those flat screen TVs it would have been.
It was flat screen.
Because they were heavy. Because I remember when those flat screen TVs first came out, it was kind of bulky but heavy.
Yeah, it was bulky and really heavy.
Yeah, so that was the one before the plasma. The flat screens were, yeah.
So she's in the back seat with a gigantic plasma. I can't even see her face anymore.
Yeah.
Just because she's there with this gigantic TV. And then we get to the housing commission, and she goes, "You're gonna have to help me because I got no one to help me, love. You got to help me."
She was already walking down the street with it. What does she mean?
Yeah, she was because they had to go upstairs. It's like
there's no lift.
No, there was no lift. It was like 5 floors up.
Oh,
shit! All right, I'm carrying it by myself, going up. Are we here yet? It's like one more floor. Oh no, sorry, I meant 2 more floor. Oh man. I get there, I'm sweating, I'm tired, these part of my arms are hurting.
Yeah, sure.
I'm carrying this plasma TV, and I get there, and her door, someone had come in and burnt her front door. And her husband or boyfriend or whatever was there, and she's going, "What the fuck did you do?" She goes, "Not fucking me. I didn't do it. Some cunt burnt our front door." and he's turning to me, and I'm going, "Who the fuck?" He goes, "Mate, who the fuck would do shit like that? Burn someone's front door? What the fuck was that? What's that going to fucking achieve?" I said, "Listen, I'm just a cab driver. Can you just take the TV off me? It's really heavy." He goes, "Where the fuck did you get this?" He goes, "Don't you worry about it." I said, "Nah, fucking, I'm not taking fucking stolen shit." And they're having this full-on domestic.
Meanwhile, you're there with the
and the burn and the front door was just charcoal black. Bits of it was falling off. I'm just standing there, and they're fighting. They're having like a full-on domestic, going, "You fucking dickhead, you fucking I'll try and do something nice." And he said, "Yeah, fucking."
This is the thanks I get.
Yeah. Anyway, and I said, I was waiting for my money.
Yeah,
I didn't get.
sure.
I said, "It's like $40 or whatever."
Yeah.
I said, "Just $40." And then I eventually left without, because they were fighting. I thought, well, I'm going to stop and ask for money now.
Yeah.
They're on the brink of collapse.
Yeah.
So I just put the TV against the wall and just
slowly walked out.
Yeah,
Wow.
not that slowly. I just left. I had to go. And man, how surreal is that? So surreal.
It is. But
what is that?
But because you're generous, you're nice, you do nice things for
you
people.
Would have done
and then
that. If someone said you can help me up with it, I got no.
I once did give an old lady. She was twice actually. I've done this in Marina Del Rey when I lived in California. I would go to the PO box each afternoon, and I went in, and there was this sweet little old lady in a wheelchair just sitting out front of the post office, and the post office was closed.
Yeah.
And then I came back out, and she's still sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
After I collected, the mail, I said, "Are you okay?" And she said, I was dropped off here, and I called the taxi company, and they haven't, sent anyone to pick me up."
Yeah.
And
did you say, "These dogs robbed me"?
They robbed me. They got everything.
Okay, I meant it was the same woman.
I said, "Where do you live?" And she said,
that would be a coincidence.
Bankstown. That's a long drive.
That's a long fare
across the Pacific. And so I said, "Listen, where do you live?" And she said, "Off Santa Monica Boulevard." So I went, "All right, listen, just I'll give you a lift back." So went around and got the car, opened up the front door, helped her in the car, put the wheelchair in the back, and drove her.
Could she walk? Or?
Not well. No,
yeah.
she stumbled. And so she was fascinating. She, in her day, was assistant to one of the head bosses at MGM.
Oh, yeah.
And
she had dementia then.
She had all of these.
Did she know Zorro? And Plastic Man?
She had all these stories about the golden age of Hollywood, and
of course,
and I drove her back and put her in the wheelchair, took her to the nursing home, and she said, "Now because we got along great chatting with her, and she said, 'Now come and visit me sometime,' and I said I would, and I never went back. But I feel bad because I would have liked to have heard more stories. But
Yeah, yeah.
And then another time,
Good story.
and then another. It didn't really go anywhere,
you know, I thought it was something's going to
it's
happen.
building up to me just dropping it back, and I
head
never.
of MGM shows up at your house and rewards you with a movie role.
Nah, just never saw her.
Never
again.
happened. No.
And another
Maybe she
lady,
died.
I went and bought a pizza once, and I went in to get the pizza.
Yeah.
And I came out, and this was in Ryde, in North Ryde, and she was still waiting there, and I said, "Are you all right?" And she, because whenever you see an old person standing on a street, like edge of the street by themselves, it's usually something they're waiting for someone to pick them up. They just don't stand around.
Yeah, yeah.
And she said,
Some do.
I went for
stand around.
yeah.
Waiting for life to end.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. How long is this?
Just watching the traffic.
No, that would be me if I was that age.
You would just go stand on the street corner.
For fuck's sake, how long does this take? Well, let's wrap it up,
There's
God.
live shit's going on
Come
a bit
on.
long.
Let's bring this to a close.
And I said to her, were you all right? And she said she got dropped off by some friends, and she maybe this is a common thing. She said that she'd called a taxi and it never turned up either. Oh. I said, listen, I'll give you a lift back.
Was she with the MGM?
No wheelchair this
These
time.
dogs?
Bankstown. So she gave me the address, and this was before Google Maps and smartphone and everything.
I remember.
So the address that she gave me was a house. She says she lived in a nursing home on Epping Road.
Yeah.
I went to the house, and the person said, listen, we get this all the time. We're not a nursing home. This is a residential house. I don't know. And so I'm driving around, they're like, does this look familiar? Does this look familiar? Ages went by. Eventually, see, what happened was the numbers start and go to a certain point, and then they start again on Epping Road.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a long road.
Yes.
So she was off by like Macquarie University.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually, I found the place.
You found the house. Yeah.
I dropped her off. She was thankful, and my pizza was ruined.
And imagine how the family felt that you dropped her off to.
The random.
So we had to adopt her. To put a sign on her neck saying, "Please give me a home."
Yeah.
Free to good home, old lady.
Comes with cold pizza.
Comes with cold pizza, house trained.
But once again, there's no major payoff to that. But it just reminded me. I haven't thought of that in a long time.
Yeah,
and it reminded me of so old people. I think they should.
So the message is,
if you see an old person, they need a lift.
Fuck them. Just keep going. It's none of your business. Just keep going because it's going to end in tears.
But there's Uber for that now.
There's Uber for that.
Both of you and I were basically elaborate Uber drivers that didn't get paid.
That's right. We were just for free.
Now, why did you?
Even when I was a cab driver.
Why did you want to become a cab driver? Because I think you will agree with me when I say you have the worst sense of direction.
Oh, absolutely.
And this was in the day before any Google Maps or any. You had the Gregory's directory.
Man, I still get lost going home. And I used to love the driving part, and I used to love because I was young, and I loved the freedom of it. So you can stop anytime you want, And I'm a lazy prick. I'm very, as you know, I'm extremely lazy, and I'd do a couple of hours and then just go and just have some lunch and a nap or whatever.
But you would have to pay a certain amount to rent the car, though, right?
Yeah.
Would you make money back? Or?
Sometimes, yeah.
Right.
I mean, most of the time I made money because this was before GST, and I hope no one's listening. But I didn't pay any tax.
Cash gig.
Yeah, it was just cash in hand.
Right.
No one knew I had it.
Right.
No record.
Mm-hmm.
You should pay your taxes. Fuck that. I'm not paying it. Right. Now they're probably going to come for it now. Remember, and so I actually was much more sociable than I am now.
Back then.
I loved talking to people. I found people really interesting. I got some really interesting people come in, and interesting stories. But because I got a bad sense of direction, and I don't mean bad I just. People say turn left. I don't know the difference. I have to kind of think really hard.
Yeah.
What does he mean by left?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate?
You're not dyslexic, are you?
No,
because that for dyslexics, that's left and right is a hard thing to.
Left and right, I have trouble with that. All the roads look the same to me. I'm terrible. So I thought, let's give taxi driving a go.
Sure. It wasn't anything to do with your favorite movie at the time.
Yeah, my favorite movie, Taxi Driver. I thought, I used to drive. I'm Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Short Arab Robert De Niro.
Yeah. Shaved into a mohawk.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have to because I had hair then, but it was thinning very quickly, and all the animals come out at night.
And that makes sense because he went to the
seedy part.
Part of town and went to a porn theater. Oh. Man, there's a lot of parallels here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Akmal De Niro, Saleh.
You talking to me?
Hey, what do you mean? What the fuck you thinking, man?
You talking to me?
That's a good impression. No, but the funny thing is, I loved everything about it except when people got in and wanted me to take them in a
To a
particular-
destination.
to a destination because
Sure.
that's when I had trouble.
Sure.
Right, so I'd be driving the car, driving the cab, talking to, and they'd be so pleasant at first.
Yeah.
Oh, where are you from? Oh, geez, have you been doing this long? And oh, great. Yeah. And then suddenly I'd realize, fuck, I don't know where I am. I have no idea where I am. I don't recognize these streets, and I can't even remember where this person wants to go. And so they're talking, being very friendly, and I'd say, oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but do you know where we are? And that's when they turn, right? They go from being nice to, well, mate, you're the fucking taxi driver. You know, mate, don't start this shit. I said, look, I have to turn off the meter. I'm not ripping you off. I've got a bad sense of direction.
Oh, no.
And they just go, well, look it up. And this is before GPS. Man, thank God for GPS. I wouldn't be able to function.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I would just be so, I'd have to have
Disorientated.
yeah, and so I'd get the book out, and I couldn't read the maps. My brain just did not focus enough to be able to. And I'd be there for, and I go, oh, fuck, and they're looking at their watch, and all the niceties have completely gone by that stage, and fucking hell, this fucking, yeah, man, why don't you? Oh, what are you doing a taxi driving? And yeah.
Now
And I used to like stop and ask for directions. So to get out.
while the person's in the car.
Yeah, so I'll leave them, cross the road to the petrol station, say, do you know how to get to such and such? And they'd go, yeah, they'd draw the map. And go,
Well, would you do this? But you would given a reason for going in there, or you
So
would
I'm
be?
just going to ask for directions.
Oh, so they knew that you were going
yeah,
into.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'd be a while, and then I'd wait in line, and people were lining in. And then the guy would explain it to me, and I'd come back and think I got it. And then as soon as I start driving, it's
Done.
gone blurry again. And people, oh, for fuck's sake, man, I'll just find another cab. For fuck's sake.
Let me out on the corner.
Let me out of here. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Well, you were so nice before. You were so friendly. But yeah, no, man, I've had some weird jobs. But, you know.
Now, why did you stop driving taxis?
I'd had enough. I did it for a year on and off.
Yeah.
And I was making good money, but I never did anything for money, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the guy that used to hire the cabs out, he had 3 cabs. A Lebanese man called Ayman, and he really liked me.
Yeah.
And he had 2 older drivers, and I was about 22, and he'd give me the nice car with the nice CD player. And so I'd bring in my CDs, just so much good, and it drives better, and they're saying, well, is he favouring him? And then one day, this happened, right? So this last podcast, we had a working girl story. This is another one.
Oh.
Not a midget.
Oh, okay.
Normal size.
Okay.
And she had an accent. Like she might have been Russian or something. She looked stunning. She gets in. She's got a fur coat, like very upmarket sort of escort type person. And she gets in and she's really flirting with me. And I'm a sucker for flirting with me. Like if someone gives me, it doesn't happen often.
But some of that attention.
I'm very weak. I'm weak. Like, and she goes, oh, you got beautiful eyes, and you know, thanks. Yeah, I do. Yeah. And she goes, oh, and she said, I'm going to work. And I said, you know, stupidly again, naively said, what do you do? And she said, well, you know, I'm an escort. You know, I see men every night for a fee. I'm going, oh, right. And she goes, you know, you're such an excellent driver. You could work for our company. You know, because we're always looking for drivers. I'm thinking, oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Man, what a job that would be.
Driving the girls around Sydney.
Yeah. It's every boy's dream.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm up Foveaux Street, going up Foveaux Street. I don't know now, but Foveaux Street in Surrey Hills used to be one way up.
Yeah.
Going up was one way.
Foveaux is still one way.
Yeah, okay. So it was one way, right?
Yeah.
And I'm on one side of the road, and she goes, oh, look, you just passed the place where I'm going to work tonight. I said, oh, that's okay. I'll just do a U-turn. And I was besotted by this beautiful Russian girl. And I did a U-turn.
On the one-way street.
On the one-way street. Because she said, oh, we're just here. So, oh, sorry. And after saying, mate, you are a great driver, I do a U-turn on the one-way street, and this four-wheel drive just bang, smashes into me. Like, it was a huge smash, you know, and destroyed the side of the car completely.
How was the girl? Is she all right?
She just paid and left.
Oh, right.
She didn't say a word. Forget about what I said. She probably thought, you know, oh, yeah, it's going to work as a driver. So anyway, I'm feeling bad. It was the beginning of the shift. Didn't made any money, and the Eamon's going to get really upset. It's his brand new car and with a CD player. I'm going to be embarrassed. You finally had to face him and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, man, but I
Totaled your car."
Totaled your car.
Yeah.
Because that's okay. Don't worry, it happens. We'll
Oh,
fix it.
wow.
I'll call you when it's ready.
It's very
Again.
understanding.
Very understanding, right? I felt so bad. I said, "Oh man, I'm going to be very careful from now on. I promise. I'm so sorry." Because it cost him money. Anyway, he rings me a week later. He goes, "The car's ready. You want to start working again?" I said, yeah. Look, I'm sorry about what happened. And when I was saying coincidences, fuck, check this coincidence out, right? I've never had an accident before. That was my first big one. The second night, I'm doing really well, and I do the entire shift, and it comes about 2:30 in the morning. I have to return the cab by 3, so the day driver takes it. And I'm driving around the Canterbury race course.
Yeah.
And it's raining. And I must have hit like a slid or like something.
Oil slick or something.
An oil slick or something. I don't know what happened, man. I take in the corner and the car just skidded right into a tree. And and the entire engine was wrapped around the tree. No. And I was in such a shock. I just was in actually a state of shock for a few seconds. I didn't know what had happened. Like, what happened? And then suddenly I realized there's smoke coming out of the car. I thought, fuck, I can't go back and tell him I smashed it again.
Just after it's been repaired.
It's been repaired. It looked new. It cost him money. I had to pay the excess. And I'm going to look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
What I'll do, because I was delirious. I was tired. I'd been working for 12 hours. I thought, I'm gonna tell him that it got stolen. It was stolen.
Someone stole it and crashed it.
Someone stole it and crashed it. It wasn't my fault.
How'd they steal it?
I wasn't thinking clearly, right? He lived in Lakemba, and we were on Canterbury Road, and I got the car keys and I threw them in the Georges River, so no one can find them. Why? I don't know. Anyway, I get.
You didn't need to keep the keys in the car, like where the person might have stolen.
I didn't think anything. I was tired and I was in shock, and the car had been totaled. I couldn't believe it. Luckily, no one was hurt, but man, it wrapped around this tree basically, and it was smoking.
Were you suffering from concussion or anything?
No, I wasn't really. I was just shocked because I didn't know it happened. It happened really quickly.
Yeah.
And I went up to his house at 3 a.m, knocked on his door, woke him up. He's in his pajamas. Said, "Oh, hi, Eamon. I've got some." I can't go back and tell him I smashed it again. That's just the second day. He's going to think I'm doing it on purpose.
Yeah, come on.
I have to come up with a better story than that. So I went up. I said, he goes, "What happened? Where's the taxi?" I said, "Oh, it got stolen." He goes, "What? It got stolen?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "What? How?" I said, I was having lunch. I'm making it up on the spot. I was having some food and having a coffee, and then I left the keys in the car accidentally, and these two guys just came in and just drove it off. And he goes, "My God, the bastards! They just drove it off."
Were you feeling guilt in saying this, or?
Yeah, I was just ad-libbing.
Yeah,
No,
but in terms of, I'm hearing his reaction here and feeling for him like he's believing everything you say.
Yeah. And he goes. "Why did you leave the keys in the car?" I said, "I'm just tired. I'm sorry. I normally leave it and nothing happens." And he said, "We're going to find it. We're going to find it." And he gets in the car and I just want to sleep. I'm just so tired. And we're driving around 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m. looking for the car. I know exactly where it is.
Yes.
And we're driving right past it. And he goes, "Now just tell me if you find it." And what did they look like? So I had to make shit up.
Yeah.
This guy had long hair and he had checkered shirts, and the other guy had an AC/DC hat and a white shirt. He goes, "Were they Aussies?" I said, "Yeah." I knew it.
Yeah.
Mate, Aussies do this shit. I go, "Well, yeah, probably."
Burnouts. Yeah.
I'm just going with whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever he's saying, which is bullshit. I've been robbed by lebs many times. but there we go. Were they Aussies? Oh man. And we're driving around, and he couldn't find it. And he said, "Listen, it's probably I'm going to ring the police." And yeah, and he goes. So me and him go to the police station in Punchbowl, and the guy was really sarcastic. It was like 4 a.m. and he's going, "Yeah, details." And I said, "So you're gonna?" Because I'm a bit nervous because I told a lie.
Sure.
And he's going, "So what happened?" I had to retell the story as accurately as I can from what I said previously. I don't want to contradict myself or look like a liar.
You're saying he had an AC/DC shirt, the guy had a checkered hat, and like, hang on.
Yeah, wait a second.
Yeah.
No, I tried it really hard. I was concentrating, and the big fat cop was like an older guy. It's 4 a.m. He's over it. And I said, so do you think you'll look for it tonight? I said that thinking that, they're going to find us tonight, right? And he goes, oh, yeah, mate, we've got the helicopter started right now, mate. We've got a full squad team. We'll look for it. Don't worry about that. I'm going, oh, yeah, sarcasm. I go to sleep. About 9 o'clock, I get a call from Eamon. He goes, come in, we found the car. I said, really, where? He goes, I'll tell you when you come here. Come here. Anyway, I get there and he goes, I just got to, fill out for the insurance. And I thought I got away with it by that stage. I go, oh, man, where was it? Because I was out near Canterbury Racecourse. And, oh, wow, the bastard didn't take it far. And he goes, oh, no, they didn't. And he's looking at me like really sus. And as I'm going, oh, yeah, the bastards, I hope they catch them. He goes, I don't know how to put this, but did you smash the car? I said, yes. Straight away, I couldn't, he's just like, there's no point in lying any further.
Yeah.
So relieved. I said, yeah, I did smash it. He goes, oh, you should have just said it. Goes, but I couldn't say it like 2 nights in a row. I just feel so bad. And he said, look, that's okay. Just come in when it's fixed. I'll come in when I'll tell you. And I said, no, look, I think I've
Wow, what a good boss.
Yeah, he was a cool guy.
Wow.
Yeah, didn't deserve someone like me, that's for sure.
Did he ask for the keys?
He goes, where are the keys? I said, I think they're in the Georges River. I threw them in the Georges River. He said, why? I said, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why I do anything.
And he still wanted you to come back and work.
He still wanted me to come back. Yeah.
So he saw something in you, Saleh.
Oh man! I thought, no, that was a message to quit. Just forget. It's just not your thing.
Well, I want to say I hope that you have a safer drive back to Queanbeyan with your wife, Kate.
Yes, Kate. She drives.
She's going to drive. Yes. Well, it's
been fun. It's been fun. This podcast has been really detrimental to my reputation. Not just this.
It's endearing, Saleh.
Not just this episode, but
you make us feel good about your mishappenings or
glad to be of help. Glad to be of help.
Yes.
But this is like a therapy session for free.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay.
It is.
Except you can't prescribe medication.
No.
Can you?
But this is like therapy. You can just talk about your,
failings,
your experiences,
stupidity,
and
vulnerability,
and it's good to get it off your chest. I think.
Naivete.
Yeah.
No, it's been a joy to reminisce with you, Joel.
Yes, as well. It's been a joy to listen and share this conversation of catastrophe.
Yes, next week we need to catastrophize your life.
Yes, well,
and even if you have to make shit up.
No, I've got some things.
Have you?
Yeah.
Nah, you're very solid.
Well, but the things that I experienced with the amazing Jonathan, there was some.
But that was him, not you weren't being stupid.
No, but I got involved in situations that were just like, oh boy.
Well, to be continued.
Yeah, yes.
But I hear about this.
Yes. Well, I've got embarrassing things. I'll share some embarrassing things.
You better
next week.
I'm tired of sharing my embarrassing things. I've got plenty, but that's enough for now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, until next week.
Until next week. Till we meet again.
Mm-hmm.